What is going on? Welcome back to Redcat Live. We got another great show lined up for you guys today, and I'm excited about this one because today we kick off the 30 days of deals. That's right. So I warned you guys last week, or not warned you, but at least kind of gave you guys a little bit of a heads up of some things that you guys should be doing in preparation for what was going to be announced this week. Some of that preparation came in the tune of signing up for the newsletter, making sure that you have an account with Redcat Racing on the website, right? Making sure that you're utilizing your points, how to become an affiliate, how to sign up for becoming an affiliate, as well as kind of just overlooking a lot of the resources that we offer on our website. Anything from filing a claim to seeking support, even to getting notified when parts arrive. So this week, we're going to just kind of keep that motion going, right? We lit it up. A lot of people got an email at midnight that were signed up for the newsletter. And we'll come back to that in a second here in a little bit as a reminder to go and sign up for the newsletter. If you have not signed up for the newsletter, just go and visit www.redcatracing.com. If you are not a subscriber, you will get a immediate box up in the upper right-hand corner that says sign up for a newsletter. Or you can scroll down to the bottom of the main page where you can also sign up for the newsletter. Double check your messages, spam. Sometimes they get lost. Take into consideration when we send out emails, we're sending thousands and thousands of emails out at one time. So there is a very big likelihood that some of our emails could end up in your junk and or spam folder. So double check there as well. If you still do not see it and you just signed up for it, let's say within the last 24 hours, sometimes you may need to give it 24 hours for it to loop, because if we've already sent out the emails for that day, odds are you're not going to get the email for that same day if you just signed up that day and the email's already been released. So keep those things in mind. But thankfully, there's a lot of folks out there that are sharing the images and the discount code of the day, which we'll go over how to utilize that, or at least so much how it's going to work so that we can get you guys a great deal on a Redcat product. Let's take a quick second. Let's say what's up to a couple people. Ryan Aquaman, what's up, brother? How are you, man? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for the invite to come and see you and hang out with you and camp out. I'm thinking about it, bro. Thinking about it. Robert Hipp, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Braised RC's in the house. What's going on, good sir? Thank you. We're excited about this promotion as well. TJ Johnson's in the house. What's going on, TJ? How you doing, sir? And I'm going to totally mess this up. Is it Demischler? I hope I didn't mess that up. How are you, sir? Best bang for the buck for sure. I can definitely appreciate that. El Rey Jimenez is in the house. Man, the Hub King, the polished aluminum CNC Hub King. What's going on, brother? How are you? Hayden McWilliams, how are you, sir? Representing New Mexico. And I'm going to talk about New Mexico here in a little bit as well. Louis, I kind of followed the taco smell and it led you here. Hey, you know what? Truth be told, I have not had tacos in a few weeks. I'm working on my figure, trying to get ready for the chubby dad bod sculpting bodybuilding competition going on. I'm just kidding. It's not really happening. But if there was a dad bod, I think I'd be the epitome of it, if I do say so myself. Let's see. Tom Rodriguez, how are you, sir? Clay Keats, what's going on, man? King of the Streets, 2021 winner. Much love to you, man. Hopefully you're doing well. Jeff Ramos, big brother, how are you, bro? Hopefully you're doing well and driving home safe. Make sure you're not watching this while you drive, bro. Felix Delgadillo, what's going on? Malo's in the house again. ¿Qué onda? Órale. Hey, so guys, last week, as I mentioned, there was going to be something big to announce. Let's bring up that picture now. I'm going to scoot my butt over this way. All right, let's see here. Let's start with the calendar. All right. So, a lot of you guys, I warned you guys there was something big going into this month. And of course, you saw an announcement happen yesterday. You saw the first population, I should say, of the first email that went out. Today being the first, Wednesday the 1st, June 1st, we ended up dropping a product that went on sale, which as you can see here, sorry, the calendar's here. You're going to see the first day is going to be a green Gen 8. Keep in mind, the specific colors that you guys see on this calendar are going to correlate to the specific products that are going to go on sale. I'll give you guys an example. Today's email was specifically for a green Gen 8 and a discount code specifically for a green Gen 8. Unfortunately, that does not mean that you can go and put a purple Gen 8 in your cart and apply the code. It's only going to be applicable for the specified color. So keep that in mind. We got a lot of things, a whole 30 days of deals going on. We got Gen 8s, we got Kaiju EXTs, Volcano 16s, Blackout SCs, Monte Carlos, Landslide XTE, the Wendigo, the LRH 285 chassis is going to be on sale. It already is a pretty good banging deal for the buck, but imagine getting it even cheaper than that, where if you buy a clear body, paint it up, you can have a customized 64 for a lot cheaper than just buying one and then getting rid of the body later down the road. We're going to have the Ducono on sale. We're going to have the Danchi Ridge Rock. We're going to have the 64 Impala on sale. Gen 7s, Marksman. You guys can see it. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of products that are going to be on sale all month long. So, as a reminder, please take this clip. And now, if you're going to do anything with this next 10 seconds, 30 seconds, make sure you send this to your significant other, the wifey, or baby mama, right? June 19th is Father's Day. Plenty of time to get something off this list from I'd say here, halfway here and up. I'm just saying, if there's something that dad wants, that maybe mom can make happen, now's the time. I'm saying, advocate for yourselves, guys. Come on, know the hustle. I hustle every year. Hopefully my wife is not watching, because I don't hustle at all. I never ask for anything. But if you're watching, I want that right there. There. I want that one right there. So let's see where we're at, guys. Felix, I need a 64 chassis. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a good deal. So definitely worth looking into and investing. Brendan told me, can I buy Oscar's personal Lolo on day 31? I guess you're going to have to wait till a month of 31 comes up to find that one out, right? Yoshi Rivera, what's going on? Let's see. Oh, shoot, my wife is watching. Crap. Hopefully she didn't catch on to my deals. Crap. All right. Hell of a deal on a Gen 8. Yeah, guys, listen, the bigger items, the bigger dollar stuff is going to give you a lot better deal, right? And that's going to go without saying. So if you wanted, let's say, the Monte Carlo, which you guys see here, or if you guys wanted a 64, you're probably going to end up saving a little bit more than the $100 if you think about it. So it's definitely worthwhile. Definitely allows you to see it. And I'll be honest with you guys, the original plan was to keep this whole calendar under wraps. And the only way to really know it is by, getting the emails only. And that's still the case, because the discount code is only given out in the email. It's not given out here from what you guys can see. But nonetheless, the plan changed, because we thought, with things being the way they are, inflation being at an all-time high, the dollar of gasoline, the cost of gallon per gasoline, or the per gallon of diesel, just like the gallon of milk, just like eggs and food. Literally, we are working just to drive and to eat, it feels like. So we brainstormed and thought, it may not be a bad idea to release this calendar to a lot of folks that have had their eyes set on a prize of getting something on this list. And maybe now they can prep for it in a few weeks to obtain what they really ultimately want. And it really was not in a way to get in anyone else's way or to cause any turmoil, but rather simplify it and make it easy for you, the community member, the end user, the person purchasing from, purchasing from the hobby for yourself to create a hobby for yourself, right? We want to make it so that everyone has an opportunity. And quite frankly, I don't see anyone else doing things like this right now. So why not us? Why not now? You know, instead of you buying and having to be reimbursed by another company, well, now you get the deal right here. Make it happen. Get what you want. Be happy. Happy Father's Day to you. And make sure if you want to prepare for Christmas, then stockpile now. Make it happen if you want to. But make it worthwhile, right? Yes, Yoshi, it's Christmas in June, man. I love it. Yeah, I love it, Hayden. He says, Redcat Blackout is what started my love of RC. I appreciate that. You know, and I hear that story quite a bit, and I've told this story many times, which is what got a lot of people that I got into the hobby when I was starting off was the sticker shocking people of saying, hey, yeah, my crawler, what do you have into it? Well, I got like $500, $600, $700 into my crawler. Well, that kind of scares people off immediately. So what I did many, many years ago is I purchased a couple Everest 10s, Everest 10s, and we just kind of kept them in the trailer. So when we would go out and I would play with my RC trucks and my kids played with their RC trucks, and we're all crawling, having a good time, and there was some new faces, I can hand them an Everest 10 remote and let them have at it for a few hours. I cannot tell you how many people I've gotten involved in the hobby off of that specific truck. And I know you don't see any Everest 10s on this list. I get it. And I know that a lot of you guys are like, yeah, I would like one. But now may be a great time to start prepping to get the Marksman. I see a lot of people really wanting to make that buy. So the price is going to be right. Make it happen and enjoy the hobby. And hopefully this right here will get you started in the hobby this summer and allow you to enjoy the outdoors and maybe not have to drive so much to have some enjoyment. So that was kind of the train of thought behind Redcat as a whole, as a gift to our community, is to come up with something that would work for everyone and make sure we can get more people involved in the hobby, keep them in the hobby, as well as potentially put smiles on people's faces. And what better way to do that than with an RC car or truck, right? Let me see. Who knows? So, guys, keep in mind, when you guys are looking up things and whatnot, sign up for the newsletter to get your discount code. Once you add the product to your cart and apply your discount code, then you will actually see the discount code price or the discounted price. So a lot of the times when you first click on it and you transfer or you look at the link itself, the product, you click on it, it's going to give you the regular set price. It's not going to show you the discounted price until you take that code and apply it to the discount box that's in the checkout section. And then at that point, you can definitely get a better gauge of an idea of what it is that you're going to be looking at price-wise. I love it, Redcat or no cat, right? All right, let's see here. All right, so yeah, guys, so again, it's a long month of deals. Pace yourself. There might be one specific product that you want off this list. There may be multiple products that you want off this list. But whatever you do, buy smart, enjoy yourself. Know that we have resources on our website. Know that we have checkout procedures and offerings of a firm to be used where you, if qualified, you can get 3, 6, 9, or 12-month paying intervals. So there's a lot of different options that you can do. Hey, if you have discounts that you have coming to you with reward points, all of these purchases that you can make are going to give you more reward points, bump you up into the next bracket where you can then earn more, save more as you spend, right? Make it worth every single dollar that you guys put out. So, again, big list of stuff going on here. There's some products that are going to be more mild, like the Volcano 16. It's going to come in at a decent price. It's going to be doable for a lot of people to get started, get a kid started, get them going. We already know the Gen 8 V2 is already a staple truck. We know it's proven. We know it's been doing great. Why break? Why reinvent that wheel, right? We're working on a lot of other projects. They may or may not have anything to do with things that we have going on here. They may be in addition to these things. They may be a replacement of these things. They may be a whole new thing. But know that we're always working in an innovative fashion to bring you guys a lot of cool stuff. We've said these things quite a bit over the last year, and we've proven that over and over again. And we hope to continue to prove that to you guys by showing you guys our innovative minds and the way we want to do things and the way we foresee the hobby and how it should be. So keep that in mind, guys, when you guys are looking at these products. Buy something, buy 2 things, buy 3 things. It's a great time to buy, and the prices are great, the prices are right. So don't be afraid to make a conscientious decision, and that's going to allow you to enjoy summer. All right, so wrapping that up, today's show it's not gonna be a super duper long one, because there's not a lot to really discuss aside from the deals that we talked about and a lot of the resources that we talked about on last week's show. If you have a need to go over any of those things, such as becoming an affiliate, signing up on the newsletter for Redcat, creating an account, kind of going through the website in general, check out last week's episode, which is already loaded up on YouTube. We have a couple things going on this week here as we're wrapping up this show here right now, talking about the daily deals and getting ready for that, and seeing just the immense amount of people and the drive and the smiles and people just excited about this kind of a sale and deal going on right now. We're all gearing up and getting ready for a upcoming show. So I told you guys I was going to talk about New Mexico in a little bit. Well, here it is. We are confirmed to go and attend at the Albuquerque Lowrider Super Show this coming Sunday. So if you are in New Mexico and you're in Albuquerque, you have RC lowriders, man, swing on by, bring them by. Let me take some pictures of them. Let's have a mini photo shoot going on. Let's enjoy the scene. It should be a great time. It's going to be our second time attending the Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Albuquerque Super Show. And we were excited last time. It was a good time. We met a lot of great people, and we're looking forward to doing it again. So we're lined up. We're going to be arriving sometime Saturday to set up our booth, and we'll be there all day Sunday as well. So make sure to swing on by the booth. If you're in New Mexico or you're planning on attending, swing on by. If you have an RC lowrider, bring it with you. Let's take some good pictures, and let's have a good time with it. Let me double check these questions here really quick, guys. John Habush says, this is a really good opportunity. Thank you. That's what we wanted to offer, a really good opportunity for everyone involved. Thank you for that. I'm glad someone sees that because I see value in that, right? Let's see. I have a Gen 7 Pro that he put tracks on it before winter and was and plans on playing with it. I'm planning on installing a snowplow. Dude, I love that. I love anytime you take a Gen 8 and you do anything with it, whether it's a snowplow. We've seen, guys use them as tow rigs. I use mine as a tow rig. I have a trailer attached to mine. Of course, mine has a 64 body on it. But like I said, I love when people do things that are just out of the ordinary with them. People that are making cheater rigs out of Gen 8s. Dude, kudos to you. Right on. Let's see. Will we ever see a little mini scale version release to go with RC vehicles? The mini scene is kind of an interesting one. At the moment, we don't have plans that I've been made aware of to dabble in the mini scene, but who knows? We can put a pin in it, definitely bring it up in topics during our weekly discussions. Let's see. Felix Delgadillo says, I have my eyes on a Monte Carlo and a 64 chassis. Dude, do it. Enjoy it, man. Hopefully you can make that happen. Brandon Winchester, Redcat is a great product. Thank you for that. We appreciate the kind words. PJ wants to know, are there any other lowrider bodies? I mean, there's a lot of things we love to do. I don't know where we're at with them. Every time I go into the engineering room, I kind of get chased away with the broom. I know I got a big mouth, so they just not allowed me. They haven't allowed me into that security sector. Listen, when it gets to a point where they have to fight me off with a security guard because I just want to see what's over the fence to share with you guys, then they have to keep me away from engineering. It's just, I did it to myself. I'm sorry. But I'm going to work on that. I'm working on a tunnel. I'm going to dig myself up in there. I'm going to see what they're working on, and hopefully I can report it back to you guys. Clay Keats, keep up the good work, buddy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the kind words. D-Reb Miller says, my opinion, Redcat rocks. Thank you. Appreciate that. Really, guys, the kind of words go a long way. It really does. You know, we from beginning to end, from top to bottom, anything related here at Redcat Racing, we're all fans of the product, but we're also all fans of the RC hobby in general. So you're talking to people that are RC enthusiasts, true and through, not just people that play the part. And I think that's really important to understand when you're dealing with my guys in support. The majority of the guys that work in support that you deal with and talk to, a lot of those guys are real-time racers, and they race here locally, and they're really good, and they lay down some fast laps. I mean, that's what they do. That's their hobby, not just working here. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, from the top to the bottom, we're all RC fans here. Andrew Baker wants to know, can I buy multiples on the same code? You know, don't believe so. I believe it's only one per checkout. But if the moderator's in here and he sees that, and if he can help answer that, that would be great. You can buy multiples with the same code? Guys, boom. Got your answer for you, Andrew. So yes, you can buy multiples with that one code. So keep that in mind. If you want to buy your twins too, or maybe you have 3 little ones and you don't want them fighting, you know, because they all have to have one, yes, that code is usable for multiple products or multiple amounts. Chris, he says, great selection. I just need to figure out the best basher. Help me out. It really depends on what you want to do. I enjoyed the Landslide a lot. It's a fun truck. My favorite so far, honestly, is the Kaiju EXT, especially after the revisions done to some of the parts to make them stronger with the formulation of the steel used in the turnbuckles. It really has helped create a very stout truck that is great just out of the box. Now, like anything else, you can always modify it and do better. You can buy even better tires, even better wheels, even better bodies, right? There's lots of things that you can do. But I think as a whole, as a basher, the Kaiju EXT for me has really been a very favorite of mine. So that's where I lean on. Oh, John says, I was referring to possible making of scale item on the original products Redcat sold. We're always trying to dabble with things, right? We've always been known for having a Thingiverse account, and a lot of things we put up there so that you guys can, utilize and print on your own 3D, printed parts, accessories for your products and thereof. We are working on some things. We leaked some things on our Redcat Lowrider page, who we're actually potentially going to be making these billet stands that will attach to your hex hubs to display your lowrider car. So we may be dabbling a little bit more. I know the guys, we have a lot of resources right now. We're all working on some pretty big projects, but it may be something that we can come back to and maybe create more of. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. Hopefully it's something we can make happen. Louis, I agree. Louis says, I don't know, but I heard a taco cart might be in the plans. If there is, I want number 1 of 1. Just saying. I have to have one. Hot Rod Kruger, what's going on, sir? I appreciate that, John, man. Representing and just recommending Redcat as just adding value to the fleet. I love it. Yes, Elijah, we will be in New Mexico. So I will be arriving Saturday, and we should be departing Monday morning. So again, if you're in the area, you're going to the show, swing by, say what's up, man. It's always great to see happy and smiling faces when we're at the shows. Darian, what's going on, sir? Hopefully you're doing good, man. Darian says he wants to release the 3D printed file for the antennas of the 64. That's not a bad idea, especially considering so much carelessness that happens with those antennas. They stick out by themselves and a lot of people end up breaking them. Even the flexing plastic ones over time can get weak. It is pretty thin, so 3D printing something that thin may also complicate some things to some people. But something that I definitely can bring up to the team. So thank you for that. All right, guys. So again, if you guys want information on the Albuquerque, New Mexico Lowrider Super Show, you guys see it right here. Head on over to www.redcat lowriderexperience.com. If you are wanting to purchase tickets to this event, I'm sure they'll have tickets for sale at the door as well. But just as a reminder, it's going down this coming Sunday, June 5th, 2022. The show will be going on, I believe, from noon to 7 or 11 to 7, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So keep that in mind, guys. If you are going to the show, please, I can't stress it enough, swing on by and say hi. Agreed, Darian, but unfortunately, so Darian says, yes, you shouldn't have that issue printing those antennas if it was a rented resin printer. Unfortunately, like most people, when you get an entry-level printer, most people are not buying a resin printer as an entry level. But if you know someone that has one, boom, that's money. Hot Rod Kruger, will there be another one this summer? Another what? Car, show, product? Let me know. Jeff Lozano, Gen 8 or Marksman for newbie crawler like me? What's your recommendation? So, I own both. I love both. The Gen 8's a great truck out of the gate. I think for my style of driving, I think the Marksman was more my style. And I enjoy that one, I think, even more than the Gen 8 still. I have roughly well over 50 hours of runtime on my personal Marksman, and it is getting just worn, tore up. And I have a lot more use for it, it's in style. The mere fact alone that it comes with the Holmes Hobby motor, I think it's a 13-turn motor, comes with a little bit higher end electronics, having the quick run Hobby Wing 1080 ESC that's waterproof. It's just a great combo all in all. But you can't go wrong with either one. Either one's going to be a blast to have. And Jeff, knowing you, doing scale stuff like you do and the amazing work you do with the lowriders, maybe the Gen 8 may be a little bit better of a platform for you because there's going to be a lot more bodies available that you can customize and do it up like I know you always do, bro. Carlos Gutierrez, muchos saludos de León, Guanajuato. Muchas gracias, mano. Te me cuidas allá. Muchos saludos. Let me see. Wish they had more RC shows and swap meets in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Hey, I think we can all use them anywhere, right? That'd be awesome, man. But yeah, so like as I mentioned, guys, you know, things to take out of this little meet and greet today is, A, make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter to get your discount codes, so that you can make sure. Oops, let me. There we go. So you can make sure you take advantage of all of these discounts. B, make sure that if you are in New Mexico, you come by and say hi. And just, again, enjoy the hobby for what it is. Have fun with it. Hopefully these deals get you guys going and get you enjoying the hobby and excited because I'm juiced for it. And share the pictures, man. Let's see them. RC Bettina guy, what's going on? You want to know when ASD is. All right, guys. So, you know, I usually don't intermix a lot of my ASD stuff with Redcat Live because they're two different entities, but Redcat being such a ginormous supporter of autism awareness and this specific event, I'm sure that they're going to be okay me mentioning. The number six, the sixth annual Autism Awareness Crawl will be held in Pioneer, California at Bear River Lake Resort. It will be going down September 17th of this year. It is in Northern California, and all proceeds that are made and drummed up from the event are donated to two avenues. One is a nonprofit organization that works with children that were recently diagnosed on the spectrum of autism. Two, the other half gets donated to a foundation called the Flybrae Foundation. They are based out of Sacramento, California, and they work with adults on the spectrum of autism that have timed out of the governmental programs that were once offered to them. They help these adults with job placement opportunities, fitness camps, mentorship programs, and thereof. So big things, you know, that we're involved with over at ASD Crawlers RC. If you want more information, go on Facebook, check out ASD Crawlers RC. You can also find us online at www.asdcrawlersrc.com. Quick reminder, Redcat Racing is one of the biggest sponsors for this event, as well as a lot of amazing manufacturers. This is one of those events where everyone comes together for a great cause. Big shout out to Casey Shearer, King of the Hammers winner, a few years back, working with them to bring an amazing experience to this year's event. So thank you guys so much. Again, if you have any want for more information, you guys now know where to find it. But yeah, it should be a great day, great event. Multiple trails set up. I think we're going to do about 5 or 6 trails for rock crawling specifically. And we're also going to have mini events like a sled pull competition, sand drags, a monster truck jam, a huge raffle that we have, some auction items as well. So great time for everyone to be had. Again, if you want more information, you now know where to find it. Marshall Sanchez, your son has autism. Hey man, bless. I appreciate you sharing. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I hope you and your family stay blessed. Chris, thanks for all the ASD information, brother. Share the love. I will see you at Bear River again. Yes, Chris, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Anthony McDonald, what could you recommend for a better flex out of a Gen 7 Pro? So there's a couple things to take into consideration, and I'll take a couple minutes because there's a lot of folks that have a slight misconception when it comes to crawling, where you feel like you want more flex. More flex looks cool, right? You're articulating, wheels tucked up, and your body's sitting kind of straight, and you're all like, wow. It's all great and fine and dandy. Too much articulation can actually hurt you when you're trying to crawl more difficult lines. And by that I mean the articulation, the movement of your suspension, the flex, is caused by excessive amounts of movement in your shocks, right? That means you have a longer shock allowing for that movement of displacement of the axle moving up and down, right to left, right? Passenger, driver side. So if you want more articulation, obviously longer shocks are going to be needed. Keep in mind, the longer shock you get, the more travel you have, the links are only going to allow you to travel a certain amount, especially when you're dealing with the panhard bar as well. Sometimes repositioning those things to change all of the geometry to add more flex is doable. There's people that sell these keys that you mount on the shocks to then move your shock positioning up or down to allow you, more tunability in that fashion. But I personally like to stick with somewhere on a Gen 8, somewhere between 95 and 100 millimeters max travel. I personally would do 90 on mine. And I would allow the suspension to work for me, meaning as I'm crawling up something, if I don't have such an immense amount of flex, the body's not going to want to twist when I'm going up a hill at a slight turn, right? Or side hilling. If you're lowering the total center of gravity, meaning the center of the vehicle, okay, the center point, if you're lowering the weight as low as possible to then allow that vehicle to sit lower, when you're going up something, you're not going to get that weight transfer to the back of the vehicle, causing you to flip or causing you to tip over. So all of those things are things to take into consideration. Finding and tuning is very important, when you're playing with your trucks. If it were me, I would always start with a basic tune with my suspension by changing shock oils, leaving the front somewhere in the 30 weight range, and maybe going to 45, even 50 weight oil in the rear shocks. I always leave the rear stiffer than the front, allowing the front to kind of move and be loose as like I want it to be, and allowing the rear to be stiff, so again, you don't get as much weight transfer when you're going up something. The Gen 8 already has a pretty heavy body and it's top heavy, so making those adjustments to a truck out of the box that's ready to run will help you enjoy the most out of the crawling experience. All right, Josh, how are you? Here in San Diego market, they worry from Redcat RC because it considers a big competing to other companies. I don't really get that. No disrespect. I don't understand. Is that a question or a statement? Thank you, Drop. Appreciate that, sir. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Yeah, not too much flex. Again, just find that right balance point. On my cheater rigs that I run, I usually only run about 85 to 90 millimeter shocks. The belly sits pretty low, and I actually use the belly to slide off of rocks a little bit more. And you'll find the way you drive, you're going to have a need to make adjustments, just kind of more based off of how you drive. So, keep that in mind as well, and play with it. I always tell everyone, just play with your vehicle. You can never go wrong with making minor adjustments. If something doesn't work, you can always just go back and make other adjustments until you kind of find what helps your style of driving the most, right? Yeah, Chris, he gets it. I lowered my E10 and she crawls much better. Exactly. Lower that center of gravity down a little bit more. It's a whole nother beast, honestly. So, all right, guys. Well, now you know it. 30 days of deals. We have a whole month long of deals going on, coming at you daily. Go sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, or rely on a good friend to share that code with you. So lots of great deals to happen. You've now seen the image. You know it's out there. We've shared it everywhere, so you can now prep for the product that you want this month and hopefully save in the next couple of weeks if there's something really, really specific that you want just in time for Father's Day. So from all of us here at Redcat Racing to all of you, we hope and wish you guys an amazing rest of your week. I will see a lot of you guys out in New Mexico this coming weekend. And until next week, you guys stay safe, stay blessed.